The Toastmaster of the day, often referred to simply as the Toastmaster, is responsible for navigating the members through our meeting agenda. Beginning and even some experienced Toastmasters are intimidated by the Toastmaster role. With a little preparation, you'll soon see that the water is just fine. Don't forget, our club meetings are a safe space for practice and growth. In our club, except for special events, the Toastmaster picks the meeting theme. Simply select a topic of interest and run with it. There are many wonderful resources online to help you choose your adventure. At the beginning of the meeting, you'll have 3 to 4 minutes to introduce your theme, and you can intersperse tidbits throughout the agenda as well. More on that in a minute. Many Toastmasters will reach out to members in advance of the meeting to encourage them to sign up for a functionary, speaking, or evaluation role. This is not required, but know that you'll need to scramble as the meeting starts to get volunteers for key openings if they fail to do so. Be sure to connect with an officer to have a backup plan in place in case signups are sparse. One at a time, the Toastmaster will call on the functionaries to explain their roles. The roles are listed on the agenda, and that's how you'll know who to call on. Listen carefully to the functionaries, as you'll want to add any clarifications should they miss a portion of their responsibilities, like giving a report when called upon to do so, or the timer forgetting to explain the stoplight colors. Use the agenda to guide your way. You will be introducing the planned speeches, and hopefully speakers have correctly entered their project and introduction on the agenda. If they haven't, you may need to ask for clarity before or sometimes during the meeting. You will also introduce the Table Topics Master and the General Evaluator. Once you've handed off to the General Evaluator, it's time to relax as you're off the hook for the rest of the meeting. The agenda might be completely empty, jam-packed, or anywhere in between. As you get more comfortable with the Toastmaster role, you'll be able to adapt seamlessly to these variations. No one expects you to be perfect, and it's 100% okay to ask questions. Tailor your discussion of the theme to be more detailed when the agenda is thin, and pare down the details when the agenda is full. Typically, the Toastmaster picks the theme, but there are occasions when the club is looking to mix things up a bit with a specialty theme. Examples could be an open house, where we might want to focus on the benefits of Toastmasters versus our favorite vacations, or an icebreaker night when new members dive in for their first speeches, or a holiday-themed meeting based on the calendar or the season. Whatever the theme, you're practicing your public speaking skills and growing your comfort zone. Here are a few things to watch out for during the meeting. Do what you can to fill the roles before the meeting. Unfortunately, these efforts are not always successful. Use time as people are joining the meeting to get volunteers. You might also decide to forego a particular role or conduct a group evaluation if the attendance is light or multiple members are speaking. If a functionary omits or incorrectly describes their role, then feel free to clarify the responsibility so that everyone is on the same page. Your meeting will flow much smoother when you step in early. When guests are present, it's especially important to ensure that roles are effectively explained and that the transitions from point to point in the agenda are announced. This clarity helps guests follow along. Keep an eye on the clock. Our meetings last for an hour and a half, and time will fly when you're having fun, as we usually do. If a speaker was slated for 5 to 7 minutes and there are 2 more speeches on the agenda, you might need to cut them off at minute 9 or 10. Alternatively, if they are the only speaker, there's probably room to allow them to finish. Don't hesitate to ask an officer for advice as needed. Serving as the Toastmaster of the day is a great way to practice a mix of planned and impromptu speaking. As Forrest Gump once said, you never know what you're going to get. But rest assured that an officer or other experienced member will help you prepare and step in if you get in a bind. What do you think? Ready to give the role a whirl? Pop on over to the agenda and grab your opportunity today.